It's something about that soulfulness in his motherfucking throat, bitch, his windpipe, that sold me automatically. I didn't need anything else. If you have that little bit of soul in your voice, you won to me. He's been like wrecking me really bad. Like, I don't know if it's because he's just getting older and he's coming into like his grown manness or whatever, but he's giving like sex symbol realness. Like, bitch, he's just giving something different. Like,
Trying to get that dough. Every day is another struggle. This is my life. I'm on the paper chase. So what if my pants that low? Just sit back and inhale that smoke. This is my life.
okay, guys, so here we are. I'm really excited to get into this topic. I know people kind of have been curious about who's my alt. I know when I started getting into like EXO and NCT and things like that, some people were like when I would like say like, you know, this person is my bias, and then I would start getting like into their discography, or I would show them a lot of love, they would be like, oh, I think this person's gonna be your alt. I think this person's gonna be your alt. So I would see a lot of that. So I was like, okay, I have an alt list, and if you've been on my community tab, then I'm pretty sure you've seen it, right? So I came to the conclusion that these people are like my alts. And obviously it's going to be for different reasons. Like, it's not everybody is, oh, I'm completely and entirely attracted, like sexually attracted, or, because I don't think that has always everything to do with it. Like with me, sometimes it does. Like, I feel like I gotta be like attracted to you somehow. I'm not saying you have to be drop dead gorgeous and be like the best looking person on the freaking planet, but I have to be attracted to you in some way, shape, or form, whether it be musically, vocally, if you want to say physically, whatever the case may be, right? So I had put Jim in there from BTS. I had put Kyungsoo from EXO. I had put Haechan from NCT and Ten from NCT. So 2 people from NCT. And I would say the first person that came to mind when I thought of like an alt would be Jimin. I have been in love with Jimin since I paid attention to him, which was around 2 years ago. Okay, I've been absolutely obsessed in love with him, and I have not like let go of it. Again, I feel like me, because I'm discovering new groups, I'll have like this obsession for a period of time, and then I still love them and care about them, but my obsession kind of like starts to dwindle a little bit, and then it's kind of like on to the next. Still love you and I still care about you, but my obsession is not constant. I think it's like that first period when you start to discover their music and, you know, visually what they look like and their talent. You're like, oh my God, this person's like, oh, everything. It's like a, I don't know what you fucking call it, bitch. Like, you just be obsessed like for a period of time. But there are certain people who I can't let it go. It hasn't left. It hasn't dwindled. It's just, it remains there from the beginning all the way up until now. And with these people that I mentioned, Jimin, Ten, Kyungsoo, Haechan, I feel like it has been constant with them. Like, my obsession has just been like constant. That's how I feel like I know that they are my alts. Yeah. So with Jimin, I absolutely love Jimin. That is my baby. I feel like he's the only person that I have like cried over in K-pop, or like actually shed tears over. And I think it's just because of what he shows, like what he displays to us. We don't know these people. We don't know these K-pop stars. We don't know nothing about them at all. So I only know what you show me, what you tell me. And from what I have seen of Jimin, he just seems like the most kindest, most sweetest, like, just, I don't like his, I read people's energy and I read them well. And when I see Jimin, I just read his energy and it comes off so kind and so pure. And that's why I feel like I just connect with him on that type of level where he can like literally like make me cry. I don't know why, but he just does. Aside from that, the motherfucker is so talented. Like, dancing wise, just making music wise, I love it. He is beautiful, gorgeous to me. Like, I love that man. I love that man. Okay. This is gonna be, I'm not gonna take too long to get into it, bitch. I'm just kind of gonna briefly go over it. So next we have 10. Now, bitch, this is my baby. Like, this is my baby. Okay, I've said this over and over again. Some of you might know, some of you might not. I first discovered 10 when I got into Super M. And I didn't really like get into their music in the beginning. I kind of had discovered EXO, and then I was kind of going down the Baekhyun obsession that I had at that time. So I was like looking up everything Beck and his music, and I was following all his fan pages and like all of that. And then we got into some of like Super M's content, and that is when I first seen 10. And from then, obsessed. And it has not stopped. It's actually gotten worse, okay? And that was months ago. I have not let go of this obsession that I have for this man. He is gifted. And then when I seen the birthday music video, it was a rap. It was a pitch. It was a rap. I was in love with him. Yeah, I was in love with him. Gifted and talented, all rounder, absolutely. He just seems like such a sweet and kind person. He also has like this sassiness about him that I love so much. So that is my little baby. I love, still to this day, watching his content, still swooning over him, and just like, if I met him, I would not know how to respond, how to act, what to do. Bitch, I probably would be cheesing from ear to ear. Like, I kid you not. Like, I would just be like overcome. Just like, oh my God. To me, he is like a sex symbol. Like, I put him at the level of like a sex symbol. And he it's weird because I'm kind of like, I don't know if I'm attracted to like the androgynous type of aesthetic, because Jimin also has the androgynous type of aesthetic, and so does 10. So it's weird. Like, to have two people who are my alts that have that androgynous type of like look going on. But he, to me, is like sex symbol. Sex symbol. All day. Okay. Next, we're gonna get into EXO's Kyungsoo. Now, the moment, I would like to define it as the moment that shook me to my core, was when I did the EXO guide. And I think it was What Is Love was in that EXO guide. That was like the first song that literally came on during the EXO guide. And I heard his voice. I was sold. I didn't need anything else. I was completely sold off of that man. And then I think the next time I was like shooken to my core was when I heard Sweet Lies. I said, this man, his tone is unmatched. Now, I've heard quite a few people singing K-pop. I haven't heard all the K-pop singers in the world. I've only been in this shit for a few years. I'm not an OG when it comes to K-pop, like some of y'all who've been, listening to K-pop for 20, 15 years. But from what I have heard in K-pop, to me, in my opinion, he's up there. I don't know if you want to say he top 1 and 2, but it's something about his tone that is unmatched. And I'm just speaking on tone. I'm not even talking about high-pitched notes. I'm not talking about shouting, hollering. I'm not talking about low registers. I'm talking about pure tone alone. It's something about that soulfulness in his motherfucking throat, bitch, his windpipe, that sold me automatically. I didn't need anything else. If you have that little bit of soul in your voice, you won to me. And just from that alone, he is in my alt group. He's in alt status for me. Every time I hear this man sing, I get goosebumps. I feel overwhelmed. I get chills. I just feel, he makes me feel a certain type of way. And not a lot of people can do that. Not a lot of people can do this. Not a lot of people that when they sing, I just feel a way. And he does that for me. So that's why Kyungsoo is in my ult. Not even to mention that he's handsome. Very, very handsome. And they said that he been bulking, bitch. They said that the reason why he look a little thick in this new era is because he's been working out. Like, and I seen, like, I think it was a recent performance he did. I don't know if they performed Cream Soda, but he had like that white like blouse type of shirt, and it kind of came down a little bit, and you could see a little bit of chest, bitch. I was like, oh my God. I didn't know he was giving it up like that. I said, oh, he thick. Who he getting thick for? I don't know, but he to me is alt status just by tone alone. Alt. Okay. So next we're gonna get into Mr. Haechan from the NCT universe. At first I thought that Haechan was just gonna be a bias, because it's always so funny how I like notice people, because this is the second person, because I noticed Kyungsoo in the guide and I noticed Haechan's voice in the guide. And it's so funny because I got Taeil and Haechan mixed up in the beginning. Like, I didn't know, like, to me, like, they had like some similar haircuts, I think, and I kind of got them confused a little bit. But when I first heard his voice, I was like, oh my God, he sold, bitch, sold. Vocals alone, you can sell me. You really can. Like, bitch, I'll be sold, okay? And I heard them vocals and I was like, oh, yeah. I said, oh yeah, he wanted them for sure. So love that. And then we got into, I think it was Kick It, which is the first NCT song that I had ever reacted to. And that opening after the first chorus when he comes in, sold. I said, oh my God, I love this man. He was a bias very early on getting into NCT. He was one of them. And I've kind of just been going down this rabbit hole of Haechan. And I noticed that a lot of people who have been following NCT for years, they're like, yo, I don't know what's going on with Haechan, but this era, he's been like wrecking me really bad. Like, I don't know if it's because he's just getting older and he's coming into like his grown manness or whatever, but he's giving like sex symbol realness. Like, bitch, he's just giving something different. Like, I don't know. And this is my first comeback for NCT, like, period. So this NCT Dream comeback, this is my first time being here for it in NCT, like, in its entirety. So I'm getting to see him in his grown madness. And when I seen, bitch, what's the song called? Poison? When I seen that little track video, I said, oh, this is a little bit different from the music videos that I have seen with Haechan in it. Like, he's giving like, bitch, I'm grown. That's what it was giving. It was giving I'm grown. It was giving I'm 23. I'm not here to play with y'all. Like, I'm getting older. Like, it is what it is. I'm about to give y'all this sex symbol realness. And I'm excited for this comeback with NCT Dream, because it's crazy, because Poison and Broken Melodies are like complete opposite from one another. Broken Melodies is very upbeat, kind of has like this pop rockish type of like chant feel, and then Poison is like this seductive song that came out of fucking nowhere. And I'm just like, yo, this era is gonna be lit, bitch. It's really gonna be lit. So that is why Haechan at this moment is my ult. I non-stop have been obsessed with him since I've heard his voice, literally. And I told y'all, when it comes to like these idols, I told you I get into like my obsession bag. And I've kind of been in and out of my obsession bag with a lot of people from NCT, like Yuta and Taeyong. There are times when Taeyong, I'll look him up for like 3 days straight, and then I stop, and then like 2 weeks later, I'm back on him again. It's weird, like those type of moments. I don't know what you call it, but I have those moments where I'll just find myself obsessing. Like, I don't know if I see a picture or a video and I'm like, damn, they look good. And then I just start like looking up pictures. I'm like, oh, I start getting obsessed again. And then I'm off him for like a week or two. And then I'm back on him for like 4 days. It's weird. I don't know if y'all do that, but let me know. I feel like maybe I'm the oddball out, but I definitely do that. Like, that's why you notice, like, sometimes on my community posts, because I love talking to y'all on my community posts, I will literally like post mad pictures of the person that I'm like currently obsessed with at the time. That's what that means. Like, when you see me post a picture of someone, it's because, damn, they caught my eye. Or if it's like a newly released picture, I'm like, damn, they look good. Or if you just see me randomly post you that, it's because I'm on him right now. Like, I'm back on him right now. Maybe in a few days I'll be on somebody else, but right now I'm on him right now. He piqued my interest again, and now I'm back onto him. So with them, it's kind of like on and off. And then with my alt, it's like constant. It's like repetitive. Like, it does not end. It does not stop. So those are my alts right now. I won't even say right now. Like, those have technically like kind of been my alts in my head for like months now. So I thought I would just kind of like give you guys a sneak peek and just, you know, share why and, you know, when these people piqued my interest and when I kind of just like fell in love with them and just why. Let me real quick before I go, right? Let me just say this. I had, and I'm sure a few of y'all have seen it, I had someone, because when I had put before I had even like really dug into like who was my alt, like were my alts on my list, I had one on my tab and I said, I think I have an alt list. And people were like, yo, come out, tell us who it is. And I was like, you know what? Okay, let me go back. So I edited it and I said who my alts were. I had someone randomly, and I've seen their name before and they have commented on my stuff before. They've always kind of kept it cute. I never had an issue, you know, with that person. So they decided to say like, you know, I subscribe to your Patreon and I subscribe to you in general because you said this quote unquote person was your alt list, was on your alt list, or that was your alt, whatever. Unsubscribe. Bitch. Excuse me? So, which was funny to me because I'm like, no, I didn't. Prior to me letting y'all know, literally a few days ago, that I had an alt list, I never ever said that anyone was my alt. Ever. I never disclosed that to anyone. Not even me saying anything about Tin or Jimin. Now, I said that Jimin and Tin were my biases, and they're like high up on my list of biases, but not even them did I ever say were my alts. Ever. So this person that came out and decided to like, I don't know if they were just like bitter and mad because this person was not my alt, or they felt a certain type of way, but I find that really, really weird. Let me explain something to y'all. Let's just say I did say that person was my alt. Bitch, I'm allowed to change my mind. Number one. Okay? I'm grown. Okay? So even if I did say in the past, which I didn't, but let's just say I did say, oh, you know, so-and-so is my alt, this person is my alt, da-da-da-da. Bitch, and if I wanted to change my mind and say that, you know what, that person's not my alt, someone else is, that's okay too. I don't know, like I've mentioned before, a lot of people who follow me have like this weird entitlement, and it's really strange. And a lot of the times when they do that, I feel like they're solo stands. Like there's like hardcore stands of that one person. And I told the person, if me having this person as an alt, if that's like indicative of the way you feel, or you like, because they have to be an alt of mine for you to subscribe to me or for you to support me, you should just go. Why the fuck are you here? That's weird to me. I don't know about y'all, but that's weird to me. I love all of these idols. Every single one of them. Every person that I've reacted to, every person, even from solo content to group content to whether it be the series that I do on Patreon, all the groups that I react to, I absolutely love all of them. And if I show them love, it's genuinely because I fuck with them and I show them love. That doesn't necessarily mean that they're my alt, unless I say they are my alt. But even then, I'm allowed to change my mind as a grown-ass woman. So I just need to clarify that because people are weird. And I had someone else say, yo, that happens. Like once you come out and say who your alt is, once they find out like their alt is not your alt, they start to feel some type of way. And I think that that's weird. And I think you should grow up and stop being weird and get off of my YouTube. Because again, I didn't feel like even naming who the person was, because I felt like even if I were to start naming who that person was, people would feel some type of way about me naming who that person was. And I was like, I don't feel like going through that. So I didn't even say the person's name. But just for the record, I love all these idols. All of them. I might not talk about each and every single one as much as I used to, because again, when you're in that phase, when you're getting to know the group and you're looking up all their content and stuff like that, you have that obsession and you want to know more, and but then it kind of like overcomes you. I might not talk about them as much as I used to talk about them, and that's okay. I need people to know, like, that's okay. I still fuck with them. I still think that they're talented. It's okay. So I need people to stop being weird and get over this like stan obsession thing that they do. Because even though, yeah, I have my obsession moments where I love these idols and I go back and forth, with, my little so-called obsessions, I'm not being weird with other people because they're not obsessed with the person that I'm obsessed with. I think that that's when you start to get into like the delusional territory and you need to come up out of it. But nonetheless, I love all these motherfucking groups, bitch. Blackpink, BTS, NCT, EXO, bitch, even Stray Kids. And I haven't even really gotten into Stray Kids like that. I think I reacted to 2 songs. But lately, I've been like obsessed with Felix. Like, that's my nigga. I love him. Bitch, I love Felix, for real. So, yeah, I just had to nip that in the bud because that comment was really weird and was really like off-putting to me. And I was just like, bitch, I never said that this person was my alt. I never said that anyone was my alt prior to this. So the fact that you literally made that shit up, or maybe you heard what you wanted to hear in the past and you like automatically assumed, because there are some people who had assumed that this person was my alt. And I'm like, I never told y'all that. I never told y'all that. Just because I listen to someone and because I'm digging into someone's content does not mean that they are my alt. That means that I appreciate them and I love them for what they do. But that does not technically mean that they are my alt. And it's okay. Not everybody has to be my alt. That's okay too. Y'all know that's okay, right? I'm just saying. Not everybody is going to be your alt, and that's perfectly fine. That's cool. Not everybody can make it to alt status with you. That person is someone else's alt. And that's perfectly fine too, bitch. Like, people are weird. People are weird and they need to grow up. I don't know if these are like younger fans that be doing this shit, but I don't even consider these like regular fans. I consider these to be like hardcore stans of a person, not even the group. Like, you must be a hardcore stan of just that person. And you're one of those like trolls that like go back and forth and be arguing on Twitter and shit and like being weird as fuck and arguing. And if you don't say something right about this person, they'll argue you down and they like be hating and sending death threats. I feel like that's one of them people, low key, that be doing that shit over on Twitter and stuff. I'm not for that. That's why I blocked them immediately. Anyway, I'm not gonna continue to go on a rant. I got my point across. I love you guys as always. But yeah, that is my alt list, and I don't know, bitch. It has the potential to grow because I've only gotten into so many groups. And there's a lot of K-pop groups. And you never know. A bias of mine right now could shoot up to alt status. I don't know. But right now, that's pretty much it. So I love all the people that support me and who continue to be here regardless of who is my alt or not. Because I really don't feel like it's even about that. If you really want me to be honest. Like, if I'm supporting the group that you love, and you're getting content from me of the group that you love and it's genuine and you feel like I'm being genuine, that should be enough. Just because someone is not an alt of mine, you feel some type of way, I think that you're fucking weird. I really do. But enough said. Love you guys as always. Make sure you guys like the video, comment. Patreon and Discord links are down in the description below. And I will see you guys later. Bye.
Life.